Welcome everyone to the Children's Health Star Center in Euless. I'm Dawson Miller, and I'll be taking you through this noon matchup between your UNT Mean Green and the Mizzou Tigers Hockey Club. Last night, the two teams faced off, and it was back and forth through the three zones, but ended up going at the end of the night in favor of the Mizzou Tigers, who won 10-4. UNT leaded at the end of the first with Snetsinger and Demers getting on the board. Snetsinger had a great little snapshot against Dobbs, and Demers had a sneaky glove side snipe. At the end of the second, Mizzou led, though, 5-4, with the majority of their offense coming from both of the Castine brothers. The offense, though, then got out of hand in the third, and your UNT Mean Green was present in the catch-up game and could not capitalize. We will see what the two teams can produce tonight as Snetsinger loses the draw and Estes will go back and Hazelton will start it out for Mizzou. He'll try to find Krusika. Krusika on the breakaway. Krusika against Parker with a shot. Hits the pad and goes in the corner. Krusika still has the puck. Fought up by Demers and Kruger in the corner, along with Castine down there. Here's Hazelton with a shot. A quick little glove save by Parker, who was played last night and had some really good glove stops, as they will run it back up with Snetsinger and Castine on the faceoff. Castine wins it back for Hazelton, who can't keep it in, and they'll regroup and try to start something up. Here's Rudin, and Kruger will take it away. Kruger leading the ice. He'll lose it to Castine with Hazelton in the corner. Hazelton trying to find Krusika, but Reed picks that off Demers. Demers finds Rudin. Rudin with a shot. Saved by Dobbs. Kruger again. Kruger with a shot. Scored! UNT goal. Stefan Kruger with a quick little wrist shot on top of the circle. And it's a 1-0 hockey game with less than a minute in the first period. A quick little snapshot from Kruger, and I don't think Dobbs saw all of that. There's traffic in front with Demers and Snetsinger. And it's a 1-0 hockey game with Wright, Perry, and McLeod starting it back up. Rutledge will stay on side as Bailey falls down. Here's Morris. Morris skating it up, trying to make a move around McLeod. He's in the corner with it. They battle along, trying to get the puck free as Rutledge comes out on top. He'll try to find Lamb, but that goes all the way down for the big man Carroll for the Mizzou Tigers. He'll lead it up and pass it off to number 23, Jahala for Mizzou. Jahala skating it up. Jahala with a shot. That's blocked by Wright Perry. And Driscoll will send it down, and UNT will regroup as Wright Perry was trying to find McLeod. A little miscommunication there, as now Demers comes out on top. Demers skating it up. He'll will it for the Mean Green. He takes a shot. A quick little save by Dobbs. He had a lot of chest saves last night, as they will run it back up in the Mizzou defensive zone with Demers' line with Hooker and Cunningham on the wings. A tie-up draw, and Mizzou will try to gain possession, but Demers is there. Here's Gast. He'll find Carroll. Carroll skating it up. He'll be patient with it. He finds his man. Little shot. Goes wide. Rebound. It's the side of the net off Parker. And Carroll will try to find his man, but Kruger intercepts and will lead it up for the Mean Green, trying to find Cunningham, but Cunningham couldn't get all of it, as Estes will skate it up and find Gast. Finds Carroll. Carroll fires a shot. Hits the glass and goes wide. As now Venable will rim it around for Damon, who will just chip it out to the neutral zone, and Mizzou will gain possession as Gas hits off Damon, trying to make a move around Venable. But that's fought off by Snetzinger. Carroll with a shot. And that hits the netting and goes out of play. Last night for Mizzou, Henry Castine had 4 goals. He led the team last year with 28 points in 22 games for the hockey club. His brother, who's also on the team, number 16, Jacob Castine, had 22 points in 22 games. So the two brothers are on the lookout tonight to see if they can produce something for their club. As for the UNT Mean Green, Eric Eaton is leading the team in points, along with Joey Demers and Lucas Snetzinger, who were all present on the scoreboard tonight, as Mizzou will send it down and an icing will be called as Reed touches that up. And a face-off all the way back in the Mizzou defensive zone, with 4 shots for your UNT Mean Green and 2 shots for the Mizzou Tigers, with 16-11 left in the first. As Rutledge is on the draw, he'll lose it to Gast as Carroll is behind his net. The big man was present last night with a few shots along the point as Gast tries to find his man, and that's fought off by Parker. Rutledge hits off his man and gains possession, trying to find Bailey. Gast comes with it. He loses it to Bailey again. Along the corner, right, Perry is there. He finds Bailey, who can't get all of it. Right, Perry and Reed play give and go, and no icing on the play as that's touched up by Rutledge. Hazelton finds number 14, Goddard for Mizzou. Trying to find Castine. He doesn't get all of it as Carroll will lead it up. Sends it to Castine. Castine with a shot, and that's a swifty glove save by Parker. As I don't think Eric Eaton is playing tonight, as he hasn't been on the ice yet, and he's usually a key component of the UNT team, as he had 2 goals last night and usually is down low making plays and finding the open man. As here's Hazelton, finds Estes, who had the late goal for Mizzou last night. Estes finds Castine, and there's no icing on the play as he chips that deep. Kruger sends it up to Krusika. Krusika trying to find his man. And Demers will skate it up. Makes a little move trying to find Rudine along the corner. Demers still has the puck. Gets it to McLeod. McLeod with a shot. A little tip out front for Hooker on Dobbs. As Hooker's still trying to find Demers out front in the slot, as Estes will it up and see what he can do with it. Estes around McLeod. Estes with the wraparound trying to attempt. Finds Castine. Castine with a shot on Parker. And Parker will put his whole body into that, and there'll be a whistle on the play and a face-off back on the near face-off dot. Last night it was back and forth action for both teams, but Mizzou had a few power plays and UNT just couldn't play the catch-up game, as Parker will put his chest into that one off the Morris backhand off the face-off. But we'll see what the Mean Green can do for this game, as Morris behind the net trying to find his man, but that's picked off by Hooker, as number 25 Conroy with the shot. That's blocked by Damon. Conroy is still trying to get the whole puck, as here is number 23 Conroy finds Hazelton with a shot that goes wide of Parker, and Mizzou still keeping it in, as last night they were very well known for keeping the puck in and maintaining pressure on the Mean Green, as Damon will chip that out, and Morris and Hazelton will regroup as the Mean Green will change. Hazelton finds Morris. Morris with a little move around Damon. Morris around Parker, gets tripped up, and the referee will have his arm up on that one. I believe that is a tripping call or a hooking call on, I believe that is Ethan or Wright Perry. So a Mizzou Tiger power play and a UNT Mean Green penalty kill. Last night, the Mizzou Tiger power play had some very well-known chances, with Castine having 2 goals on the power play last night as he takes the draw with Rutledge. They tie it up, and Conroy comes out on top. He'll find Hazelton, who will wait. Gets it to Morris. Morris trying to find Conroy backdoor, but that's picked off by Bailey. Hazelton again keeps it in, trying to find Conroy, but Bailey's there, and he will send it all the way down. That kills off about 30 seconds in the Wright Perry hooking penalty, as Morris will wheel it up for Mizzou, trying to make a move around Kruger, but that's great defensive pressure by Reed, and that's sent all the way down by Rutledge. Hazelton fights off Bailey, and he'll skate it all through 3 zones and calm it down. He finds Estes with a shot, and that is off Parker and hits the netting. And we'll have a whistle on the near side face-off dot with 1:03 left on the power play. Mizzou with a few chances so far, but nothing in the back of the net, as the lone goal is by Kruger early in the first. Demirs will slice it out of there, and Estes will try to regroup for his hockey club and see what they can do with it. Estes trying to make a move around Demirs. Demirs finds Snetzinger. Snetzinger on the breakaway against Dobbs. Snetzinger gets a little tripped up. Should have maybe been a penalty on the play as both players fell down, but Mizzou comes out on top as Carroll's trying to find Castine. Singer again, but can't get around Estes. And Kruger will kill off the time as he feeds it to his partner Reed, who can't get all of it. And Carroll intercepts and will send it down for Martin. He'll find Castine. Back to Martin, but Martin couldn't feed up to his man of Conroy. And now 5-on-5 action for both teams as Wright Perry is out of the box. A great little penalty kill from the UNT Hockey Club as Demirs finds Rudin. Rudin with a shot, goes wide of Dobbs, trying to find that glove side shot. As here is Castine feeding it to Carroll. And he'll send it in the netting, trying to possibly just wheel it around and find his open man. With now 10:36 left in the first period. With Gaston, Rudin, or Hooker on the draw. Hazelton will chip it up for Goddard. Goddard can't get all of that as that's to Gas. Goddard with Hooker on him. Finds Gas. Gas with a shot on Parker. And Parker will save that one and hold it. Mizzou having a few chances down low. Last night they were really good behind the net and doing wraparound attempts on Parker. But the Mean Green did a good job on blocking shots and controlling the defensive point shots as a tie-up draw, and Hooker will win it back to Kruger. He'll hit it off the glass, and that goes all the way down for Driscoll with Rudin on him. Rudin with a shot on Dobbs. Hits the side of the net and stays there as the official will whistle down the play. A great little pressure there from Rudeen. A little backhand shot on Dobbs. And we'll restack and do a face-off on the neutral zone dot. As Rutledge will win the draw to Kruger. He'll send it all the way down for the big man Carroll to gain possession. He'll chip it around as Gas comes out on top. Makes a little stop and start move off Lamb. And Carroll can't seem to get it deep as Reed and Kruger are there. They'll play back and forth, and Kruger trying to find Bailey, but no icing on the play as he gets a little bit of that. And the Mean Green still can't find a way to get full possession of it and make a few plays as Carroll will lead it out. He makes a little move around Rutledge. Seeing if he can find his open man, but he does on Morris. Morris will chip it around for Kakiopo, who will give it to Jahala. Jahala finds Hazelton. Hazelton with a shot. Blocker saved by Parker as Lamb is there. Lamb will just send it deep, and a few guys will change and get fresh slugs out there as Kakiopo behind Dobbs will regroup, finds Morris. Morris chips it around Demirs. Demirs with a good little stick play to get him away from that as Snetsinger leads it up. Snetsinger goes around Hazelton. Little spin move, trying to find Rudeen out front in front of the slot. As Mizzou takes a shot off the post off Parker, as that was number 25, Conroy, for Mizzou. As Mizzou still trying to find their lone goal of the first period, as it is still a 1-0 game off the first goal from Kruger. Here's Hazelton. Hazelton will find Jahala. Jahala's still trying to find Hazelton, but Hazelton gets tripped up, but there's no penalty on the play. The near corner, right Perry and Demirs are there. And Snetsinger will sauce it forward for Rudeen. He'll send it deep, and three players will get a little quick line change. As Hazelton will find Estes. Estes will wheel it up. He takes a shot off Parker. Parker with a quick little pad save, and Damon will send it all the way down, and we'll get a icing on the play with a face-off back in the UNT defensive zone with 7:19 left in the first period. With only 5 shots from the Mean Green and 12 shots for the Mizzou Tigers. As Hooker and I believe Castine on the draw finds Estes. Estes with a shot. That's blocked by Wright Perry in front of Parker. As the other Castine brother is there. Finds Estes. Shot by Hazelton with and it hits the net off the pad of Parker. Another face-off in the same spot. Quick little line change for the Mean Green. As Hooker will win that one for Castine, as Castine intercepts that. And Estes on the point. Estes with a shot. Rifles that one. As that went wide and went all the way up and back down. And Mizzou so far is having a lot of pressure from their defensive players with point shots trying to find a tip out front in front of Parker. But UNT doing a good job of blocking the shots and gaining possession as Reed sending it up for Lamb, but they can't get all of it as Kruska is there. Kruska in front of Parker. Kruska again. Top of the circle will feed it to Estes. He'll become patient with it. He takes a shot. Wide off Parker, and Venable is there. He'll wheel it up, but Lamb can't get all of it. Hazelton again with a shot. Mizzou still trying to find their defensemen on these point shots out front, trying to find a possible rebound attempt or tip play as Driscoll will send it down, and Kruska's there. He'll find Castine. Castine trying to find his brother on that play, but a little miscommunication there as goes all the way back to Estes. Find Castine, but that's interrupted by Demers. Stetzinger with a shot, and that goes wide off Dobbs as Gass is there. He'll get tripped up by Wright Perry. Referee has his arm up as Carroll, 2-on-1 possibly, as Driscoll goes up there trying to find his man, but that goes wide, and UNT touches up, and it will be a tripping call on Wright Perry as he had an earlier penalty with a hooking call early in the first. So we'll see if the Mizzou Tigers can get one on the board to make this a 1-1, or if your UNT Mean Green can fight this off with Stetzinger and Demers on the PK, with Castine for Mizzou out there, who was prominent last night with 4 goals and 2 power play goals. As here is Jahala. He'll find Hazelton with a shot. That goes wide as he rifled that one. Hazelton will find his man of Morris, but can't get all of it as Kruger tried to ice that, and Mizzou keeps it in. Kruska with a shot. It goes to the left and wide. Here's Morris, but that's interrupted by Kruger, and he'll just chip that down as Stetzinger on the back check for UNT as a 1 minute and 14 seconds left in the Wright Perry tripping call as Jahala goes around the whole zone trying to find his man. He finds Hazelton with a shot, and that's blocked down by Castine, but they still gain possession. Castine with a shot. Quick little glove save by Parker, as he was prominent with that glove last night. Castine trying to find that glove side snipe, but Parker said no, and will restack with a face-off and new line change for both teams as Kruger battles with the other Castine brother. And here's Bailey. Bailey intercepted that pass from Conroy. And Rudin again down low in the corner. He'll kill off the time, and only about 30 seconds left in the penalty as Estes will wheel this up. He's patient with it and sends it all the way deep for Martin. Martin finds Morris. Feeds it to Estes. Back to Jahala. Jahala with a shot off the crossbar. As Mizzou has had plenty of chances, but the post and crossbar have been saving Parker, as Rudin can't get that out, and Kruger will try to find Rudin, but Estes keeps it in. Finally, it gets out, and Mizzou still gains possession. Goes all the way deep for Reed. He'll send it around for Cunningham, but that's intercepted by Martin. Back down for Jacob Castine. Martin down below the goal line battling with Hooker. Here's Carroll. Mizzou with a lot of possession time so far on 5-on-5 action. Here's Conroy and Martin. Conroy again, trying to find his point man, but no one's there. Here's a 2-on-1 possibly as Demers. Demers starts with a shot on Dobbs. Another shot scored! UNT goal. Joey Demers on Dobbs. Quick little stop and start and a blocker side goal for Joey Demers in a 2-0 game with 2:39 left in the first period. It's a quick little 2-on-1 rush, and Demers stopped and starts and made Dobbs react and got a quick little snapshot blocker side. Mizzou's had a lot of chances, but UNT's the only one that can find the back of the net so far in the first. As now Goddard is down below the goal line. He'll send it back for Eplin, who rolls it forward, but that's interrupted by Wright Perry. Driscoll's there. Driscoll with a shot. And I don't think Parker saw all of that as he goes down, and Wright Perry was in front of him. As below the goal line is Eplin. Eplin patient with it, trying to find gas in the slot. And Lamb will flip it forward, and Mizzou will start up again with it. McLeod cross ice for Bailey. Bailey and Eplin foot race, and Eplin will come out on top and just wheel it around for Driscoll. Sends it to Gast, 2-on-2 forming. Gast and Goddard. Gast with a little move around Wright Perry, but can't seem to find the whole puck as Parker will fight the shot off of Kakiopo and will have another face-off in the Mean Green defensive zone on the near side face-off dot. As UNT has had plenty of chances, but Mizzou still leads in shots with 18-8. And Parker has been stellar so far with plenty of nifty glove saves, and his crossbar and post have been treating him well. As that's a shot wide from Carroll. He's down low with Gast. Gast trying to find his man of Martin. That's interrupted by Demers. He will lead it up, trying to make a move around Carroll. He does. Little backhand shot on Dobbs, but he'll hold that, and a whistle as Kruger, a little bit of extra work as Kruger getting into it with a few of the Mizzou players. He gets sent down by Carroll, and referees will try to break this up. A little bit of extra work there. A little bit of chaos as Kruger, I believe, is getting sent to the box along with number 7 for Mizzou, Cole Gast. So we'll see if this is 4-on-4 action. So 2 minutes for, I believe, roughing. And we'll see what the officials want to do with how many players will be on the ice. As that was a little bit of extra work off the Demers shot. As I believe it will be possible 5-on-5 action for both teams. As we'll do a face-off on the far side dot in the neutral zone. And never mind, it'll be 4-on-4 action with Kruger and Gast in the box, or 5-on-5, 5-on-4. So Reed will give it back to McLeod, who will find Snetzinger. So a 5-on-4 for UNT as Snetzinger hits that wide of Dobbs. We'll see if they can get something out of this power play with less than a minute left in the first. McLeod sticks that away, and it sends all the way down. McLeod will try to find Reed. That's interrupted by Jahala. Jahala trying to get a shot off at another penalty on the play, a hooking call. I believe it's on number 39, Brant Reed for UNT. And now it will be 4-on-4 action for both teams with 31 seconds left in the first period. With Castine on the draw against Snetzinger. And I believe the officials will talk this one out and see what kind of penalty is on the play, as Reed got the hooking call, and Kruger and Gass had the early roughing call. As the referee will talk to the scorekeeper about what's on the scoreboard as he discusses it with the Mizzou Tiger head coach, and will finally face off with 4-on-4 action for both teams. As wins it back to Estes. Estes with a shot, doesn't get all of it, and Wright Perry ends up with it and fights off with Castine. Castine gets all of it. As on top of the circles, he'll try to find his brother, but McLeod is there below the goal line. As Castine again. Estes with a shot that's blocked. Finding Castine. Castine with a shot. And a goal for the Mizzou Tigers, as Parker couldn't get all of that off that little feed from Estes to Castine. As it seemed like Parker seemed like he had it, but kind of moved to the left, to the right, and the puck just trickled in last minute with only 5 seconds left in the first. So Mizzou now on the board after they've had plenty of chances so far in the first period. So they'll go to the locker rooms at the start of the end of the first, and we'll have a goal on the board as quick little icing on the play with face-off down back by Parker. And we'll restack with 1.9 left as Mizzou pulls their goalie just for 1 second to maybe make a possible chance. Estes with a shot, and it hits Parker and goes wide, as that is the end of the first period of the two teams. And still 1:29 left in the Brant Reed penalty. So we'll see what both teams can produce at the start of the second period with that, as goals in the first scored by Stefan Kruger the early 1 minute in the first period, and then Joey Demers with a goal late in the first period as well, along with a goal from Jacob Castine with only like 10 seconds left at the end of the first. So we'll see what both teams can do at the start of the second. This is UNT Hockey on YouTube. Welcome back, everyone, to the Children's Health Star Center in Euless, the start of the second period, as it is a 2-1 hockey game with your UNT Mean Green leading off goals scored in the first period by Kruger early in the first period and Joey Demers, who had a late goal in the first period off a little quick snapshot on the goalie for Mizzou, Jack Dobbs. And the Mizzou Tigers got a very late goal with only less than 20 seconds left in the first period from number 16, Jacob Castine. So we'll see what both hockey clubs can do in the second period, as last night UNT was leading at the end of the second period, but it got out of hand fast early in the third. But I think UNT now knows Mizzou's offensive strategies down low, as they love to do anything they can to keep the puck in and take point shots and look for the man out front in front of Parker, as well as UNT doing great things on the rush with multiple 3-on-2s and 2-on-1s last night, along with a lot of breakaway goals from Eric Eaton, who is out tonight, who is not in the lineup. So we'll see what the Hockey Club can do without his presence, as he's been a very key part of the team so far early in the season. As we're going to start off with 4-on-4 action for both squads, as Snetzinger and Castine will face off. Castine last night had 4 goals against Parker. 2 of them were on the power play. He is their main threat offensively, as this goes back to Hazelton, who chips it up to Estes. Will lead it up for Mizzou, and that is offsides, as Castine went a little too far forward in front of Estes. And we'll restack and do a face-off on the neutral zone dot, as Castine wins that back for Hazelton. He'll chip it off the glass, and Castine is there. Back to Hazelton, and he'll send it deep for Venable to carry it up as they battle on the corner. And Castine's there behind the net. He'll become patient with it and find his partner of Estes. Estes with a shot. Goes wide of Parker. He was trying to find that little glove side, as here is Rudine. Rudine on the breaker. Rudine with a shot. Scored! UNT goal. Austin Rudine with a speedy breakaway goal. A little backhand finish there. And it is now a 3-1 game with less than a minute left in the second, or at the start of the second, as Rudine is now on the score sheet for this weekend. Off that quick little flip play to Rudine, and I believe Estes and his partner couldn't catch up to the speedster, and that makes it a 3-1 lead for your UNT Mean Green, as Bailey will send it forward for Dobbs, but Morris is there. Morris will skate it up and take a shot, and that goes high and wide off Parker, as here is Driscoll. He'll send it all the way to Eplin. Eplin with a little wraparound attempt and a shot on Parker, but Parker gets all of it. And the puck goes out of the UNT defensive zone, and Mizzou will skate it up, as here is Conroy with the shot. Hits the glass and goes deep, as Morris will keep that in and feed it to Jahala. Jahala sauces it to Kakiopo. He takes a shot, hits the back of the net, and Parker will hold and grab that one, as line changes for both squads. 23 shots so far for Mizzou, but they seem to can't do anything with that as 10 shots for UNT, who have been every shot they've taken has been very close to Dobbs, as Kruger will D-to-D passes to Reed, finds Lamb, who can't seem to communicate with Bailey, as Morris intercepts and leads it up for Mizzou, and gets hit off, and it goes deep in the corner with Kruger there. They'll rim it around the corner, and here's Bailey. Bailey skidding it up, gets hit off by Hazelton with great defensive strength there, and tries to send it back for his man as Estes blocks this off, and Estes will skate it up for Mizzou. Great defensive work by Kruger. And here's Damon. Damon skates it up, gets hit off by Hazelton, but still gets it deep as Gast is there. Back to Hooker. Kruger successfully keeps that in on his feet. Great little play from him as referee has his arm up. 2 minutes for cross-checking. I believe that is on the Mizzou player of number 7, Cole Gast. And we'll get to see a UNT Mean Green power play, as it is a 5-on-4 with Snetzinger, Demers, and Rudine out there. And Reed and Kruger on the back end, as Snetzinger wins it back to Reed. He'll try to keep it in with help from Demers as Jahala sends it right to Kruger, as referee with a controversial offsides call, as Kruger believes he kept that onside. It did look like he did from here, but referee had different intentions, as Snetzinger will tie it up with Carroll, back to Driscoll, who will send it right to Snetzinger. Demers is there. Demers with a shot, and it hits the pad of Dobbs. Back in the corner is Rudine, below the goal line. Carroll's there, as Demers will lead it up on top of the circles. Feeds it back to Rudine. Rudine with a shot, blocked by Carroll. And Jahala tries to send that down, but Kruger keeps it on his back. And Kruger with a shot, and hits off the pad of Dobbs. And here is Carroll, the big man. He'll try to ice it, but gives it right to Reed. Reed with a shot, tip out front from Snetzinger. And Mizzou will hold and grab that one, as we'll do a face-off back in the Mizzou Tigers defensive zone, with Rutledge, Cunningham, and Bailey out there, as Castine wins it to Estes, who just rims it all the way around, and Wright Perry will hold and gather and send it deep for Bailey. Bailey patient with it, sends it to McLeod, finds Cunningham. They play a little back and forth action as McLeod just sends it deep for Bailey below the goal line. He'll give it back to Cunningham. UNT with great puck possession as Cunningham loses that one. And Castine will sauce it to Estes, who wheels it up. He'll find Castine. Castine with the shot. Pad saved by Parker. As a 2-on-1 forming for UNT, Rutledge finds Bailey. He takes a shot, and that's sticked off by Kakiapo. And Irvine will glove that one down. And a face-off back in the Mizzou defensive zone. With Snetzinger and Gast on the draw. Snetzinger gives it to Demers, and they'll fight along the corner, as Snetzinger trying to find Rudine. Rudine still has possession of it after getting fought off by Gast. Rudine with a little move. And McLeod trying to find right Perry. Perry just spikes that forward, but can't get all of it with Goddard there, who gets hit off by Snetzinger. As Rom will find Gast. Gast whiffs on the play, finds Goddard. Goddard out front. And that hits off the stick of Snetzinger. And a face-off will be held in the UNT defensive zone with 14:48 left in the second period, as that puck wins all the way back for Hazelton, who will just send it forward, and that is a icing on the play as he couldn't get past the red line off the pressure from the UNT forward of Austin Rudine. And a face-off will be held in front of Irvine. Snetzinger will win it back to Demers. Finds Kruger. Kruger the shot. Scored! UNT goal. Stefan Kruger with his second of the evening off a slap shot one-timer off the feed from Demers and the face-off win from Lucas Snetzinger. And that makes it a 4-1 game with 14:35 into the second period. Great little finish there from Kruger. Had an earlier goal at the same spot on the opposite side. But Irvine couldn't get all of that, and that was right above his glove, as makes it a 4-1 game, and UNT with the momentum shift and really coming out top so far in the second, as Mizzou hasn't had a goal since the first period off the goal from Jacob Castine, as Estes feeds it to Jahala. Back pass to Morris. Morris with a shot. It's a glove grab by Parker, who's been flashy with the glove tonight. And a face-off back in the UNT defensive zone with line changes for them, as Hooker and Morris on the draw. And Morris wins it back for the big man Carroll, who sends it to Estes, who can't find his man. Picked off again by Carroll. Carroll leads it up onside. And he'll get hit off by McLeod. And here comes Jahala with speed. Jahala shifty with it around Lamb. He stops and starts and tries to find his guy. He finds Estes. Estes with a shot. Blocked by Lamb. Little good stick block by Lamb for the Mean Green. And a face-off at the exact same spot with a little line change for the Mizzou Tigers. With 26 shots Mizzou has and a goalie change, as Dobbs will go back in, as Irvine will sit out for this one, as Dobbs played last night, the big goaltender with a lot of chest saves at last night's game. As now Carroll wins it back to number 25, Conroy. And down deep, Gas is there, and Hooker comes out on top. Hooker trying to find a pass to Lamb. It's successful with Lamb. Lamb trying to find Hooker again. That's picked off by Carroll. Kakiopo will lead it up as another shot. Blocker saved by Parker. The shot from Jahala. And Mizzou still successful on keeping that in, as Venable will use his speed and try to feed it to Lamb, but it's a little too far in front of him, as Kakiopo settles that down, and an icing will be called as Wright Perry touches that up. As always, UNT fans, uh, there is a game tonight at 5:30. Mid Cities versus the Texas Junior Brahmas. If you're wearing a UNT hat, T-shirt, or hoodie, or have your student ID, it is $5 to get in, as admission is usually $8, but it's $5 if you're wearing any UNT gear along with your student ID. So make sure to check out that game if you live around here and want to check out a junior hockey game for the first time, as that game is at 5:30 at the same rink in Euless. It'll be an exciting one to watch, as those teams will have a little rivalry going. As another icing on the play is that it's Kakiopo touching that up, and it'll go all the way down with 12:09 left in the second period. With Castine, who can't seem to find any type of offense. He last night was present with 4 goals, but Parker's been shutting him out lately. His brother, though, is on the board of Jacob Castine. A lot of brothers for Mizzou on the team, as the 2 Gasts and the 2 Castines. A lot of brothers and all that for the Tigers, as Jacob Castine will settle it down and find Carroll. That's picked off by Wright Perry, and it's sent down, and Kruger will just fire it forward, but Castine's there to interrupt. Finally, they get it out, but it's still kept in by Krusica, but Demirs is there. Castine trying to make a little move around the blue line, and Mizzou can't get full possession of it, as Driscoll is there. Driscoll will unsuccessfully get it deep, as Castine will help out his teammate, and Carroll with a shot, and Wright Perry is there. You're back to Castine with a shot, and that is blocker save wide from Parker, as Castine behind the goal line. He'll wait patiently. He'll take another shot. It's off the stanchion and goes wide. And Krusica feeds it to Driscoll, who can't send it all the way down. Snetsinger finds Demirs, who will try to get it deep, as they can't get past the blue line, as it is sent all the way down for a icing call on the Mizzou Tigers. With new line changes for UNT, with Kruger out there, who has the great little one-time slap shot in the same spot. If they can feed it back to him, he'll try to see if he can do it again. Kruger with a shot. Goes wide off Dobbs. Trying to see if he can get a little shot or a hat trick. Demirs with a shot, as he wheeled that on the top of the circles with a little quick shot on Dobbs, who makes a quick chest save. Majority of his saves last night were with his chest. As Rutledge will tie that one up, and here comes number 13, Rom for Mizzou. Rom will spin it off and fire along the corner with McLeod, as Reed's there to intercept the pass in front of the slot. Reed sends it down, and Rutledge is there. He'll jab it forward for Cunningham. Cunningham seeing if he can find Bailey in the slot, as Estes will speed it up. Estes with a shot. That hits the boards and goes wide. Estes, as a defenseman, having a lot of great wheel up and chances, as he's been very offensive for the Mizzou Tigers, but can't find the back of the net tonight, as he had a late goal last night for the club. As here is Hazelton wheeling it around, trying to find his man of Rom. Battle along his hooker with Rom, and that Puck squirts free, and here's McLeod, who will fire it forward and send it down as UNT playing the dump it and chase it game. As here's Rom, finds Gas with a shot, and can't get all of it as Lamb was there. And Venable will pivot and start it up for the Mean Green as Lamb sends it forward. Venable trying to stay on side. He does, as Hazelton rims it around and finds Eplin. Back to Morris, who tries to make a little move, and puck goes a little too far in front of him as the puck goes out of play, almost hitting a few fans in the front off that play from Wright Perry. And a face-off in the neutral zone on the near dot. As we'll have Hooker and Morse. And Hooker wins it back, but Eplin is there. Eplin sends it all the way down in the corner for Wright Perry. Damon's helping him out. Eplin again. Will it come out? It does slightly, as number 25, Conroy, will send it down for the Tigers. And Wright Perry will find his partner of Venable. UNT can't find full possession of it as Mizzou will lead it up with number 23, Jahala, down in the near corner. Jahala playing back and forth action in the corner with Venable there. Venable finding off with Eplin. And that's picked off by Wright Perry. As Kakiapo comes out from the point, trying to start something. Here's Conroy, who rims it around, and Venable is there in the corner as all the players battling for it, trying to gain full possession of the puck. As Moore is trying to find his man in the slot, and Eplin goes down. Eplin finds Jahala with a shot. Little slap pass trying to find Morris backdoor, but couldn't get all of it as here's Jahala again. Jahala finds Eplin. Eplin with a shot. Parker on the initial shot and the rebound attempt from Morris. Says now 29 shots for the Missouri Tigers. And only 15 shots for the Mean Green. But every shot they have took has been a reasonable shot. As they now have 4 on the board off 2 goals from Kruger. As that shot is blocked out front from the Carroll slap shot. And here's Rudine. He'll find Snetzinger. Snetzinger just getting it deep, trying to start something up with it as Driscoll is there along the corner. Demir's trying to make a move around Carroll, who uses his big body and tries to fight that off as Rudine is down there as well. Snetzinger comes out on top, but Carroll seems to intercept as here comes Martin from Mizzou. Martin with a shot and a quick glove save grab from Parker, who has been stellar so far, facing 30 shots and only letting 1 goal in, which was a little goal that trickled in from Castine late in the first period. But other than that, he has been 100% stellar. And the referee will whistle that down, as I believe that was either a high stick of some sorts. And I believe actually Martin for Mizzou will be escorted to the box. And now it is a Mean Green power play. So we'll get to see what they can produce and provide with now Dobbs in the net for Mizzou, as Irwine was in it early in the second period. As Snetzinger wins it to Reed, back to Kruger. Kruger holds, waits, shot, goes wide off Irwin. And Reed's there on the follow-up, trying to find a backdoor pass to Rudine. Possible 2-on-1 forming, but Reed falls down. Castine and his brother. Castine with a shot. And a chest save from Parker, as Henry and Jacob Castine were trying to find something on a possible shorthanded goal. But Parker's said no and has been amazing so far with 5:59 left in the second period, with a little line change for the Mean Green with Rutledge and Bailey now on the power play. And Castine will win it back with Hazelton with a shot blocked out front from McLeod, who will jab that forward, and it goes all the way to Hazelton, who will just ice it down and kill off 30 seconds of the power play for the Mean Green, with Rutledge leading the charge for the Mean Green, but his little shot gets deflected off Hazelton's stick and hits the netting and goes out of play. And we'll have a face-off right in front of the near side dot with Carroll and Rutledge. Carroll will win it back, and Hazelton will send it down again, which will kill off a few seconds of this power play and see if the Mean Green can make this a 5-1 game. As Wright Perry finds a Bailey with a long stretch pass, and Carroll's there, and he steers it forward, and less than a minute left on the Martin penalty, as McLeod will flee this forward and send it all the way down, and Dobbs is there. Gets it to Estes, who tries to rim it around, but doesn't go all the length of the ice, but gets out of their zone as McLeod gathers. There's a little saucer flip to Stetzinger, who finds a speedy Demers. Demers goes around Hazelton below the goal line. Finds McLeod. Back to Demers. And the puck squirts free out of the blue line. And Jahala will try to find his man of Carroll. Carroll on a possible one-on-one attempt. And a great little defensive poke by McLeod, as Rudin will use his speed and skate it forward. Little back pass to Stetzinger. Back to Rudin. Rudin can't get all of it. Another shot. And that hit the side of the net, but no goal for that one, as Kruger will skate it forward. 2 goals on the night. Kruger with a backhand attempt on Dobbs. That hits his shoulder, and Gass will lead it up for the Tigers as he tries to make a move around Reed. Doesn't finish the entirety of the move, so UNT will gain full possession of that and see what they can do as Kruger finds Demers. Demers will be patient with it and find his teammate of Stetzinger, who jabs it forward as Estes is there. Sends it along the boards, and the newcomer Damon, who played his first game last night for the hockey club, who wears number 33, he gets a shot, scored! Damon with his first goal of the season, as this is his second game as a UNT Mean Green hockey player. And he gets on the board to make this a 5-1 hockey game with 3:11 left in the second, as we were just talking about him. And he now has his first goal of the season with only his second game of the season. So the newcomer gets a goal on the score sheet and makes this a 5-1 hockey game, as Bailey sends this deep for Dobbs. And Rutledge is there on the follow-up along with Bailey down low. Eplin is there. Sends it forward for Jahala. 2-on-1 for me. Jahala with a shot. Another shot scored. Mizzou goal. Jahala on the rebound attempt from the initial shot he took on Parker. And now it is a 5-2 game. Mizzou with their first goal of the period, as they had a late first period goal on Jacob Castine's weird goal late in the first. But Jahala makes this a 5-2 game. But the Mean Green still have a considerable lead, as if they can keep the momentum in their favor, as Jahala with a shot, hits the post. trying to get a second one for him as Venables down low. Jahala almost made this a 5-3 game as McLeod will rim it around and Morris is there. They battle along, trying to find full possession of it as Eplin with a shot hits the skate of Hooker. And Cunningham can't get all of it as Eplin's fought off by Hooker again. Eplin and McLeod battle for it as both of them getting pretty physical on the boards. And Lamb comes out on top. Lamb sends it in the far corner, and he'll back check on Gast. Lamb again below the goal line. He'll find Cunningham. Cunningham trying to do a little back and forth action with Lamb as Wright Perry on the point. Feeds it to Snetzinger. Snetzinger gets it back to Cunningham, who finds Kruger. Kruger, little fake move right there to send it deep. As Snetzinger sees Wright Perry with a shot. And that hits Dobbs and goes wide of him as Morris will lead this up for the Tigers. Morris, little move around Wright Perry. Little hit there as they both go down, but Wright Perry showing a little bit of physicality there and hitting Morris off the puck as this puck is sent down for Driscoll. He finds his teammate of Gast, who rifles that forward for number 21, Martin from Mizzou. As Demers will lead this with speed, flips that up for trying to find Snetzinger on the possible one-on-one look. But that puck goes into the Tigers bench with now 51.4 left in the second period. 36 shots for the Tigers, but only 2 goals to finish off with that. As Carroll wins that back for his man. And Demers is there. He rims it on the boards, and Bailey trying to win the foot race with Driscoll, but Driscoll comes out on top. He slams it for Carroll, but Reed is there. And Driscoll will come forward with it and find Carroll again. Carroll with a shot, tip out front from Driscoll. Along the corner, they battle for it. There's only 15 seconds left in this period as the puck is sent around for Reed. Can't get all of it as Driscoll's there again. Carroll on the point. D to his man. Back to Gas. Gas with a shot. And a quick little glove save from Parker with only 1 second left in the second. A lot of back and forth action so far late in the second period. Last 5 minutes has been both teams getting chances, with the Mean Green capitalizing, though, overall in this period with many goals, with Kruger and Rudin getting on the score sheet, as that is the end of the second period. The Mean Green were stellar in the second period, as it will see if they can keep the momentum up and make this an even more considerable margin in the third period, as yesterday's third period was very good at the end of the second, but things got out of hand fast early in the third period as Mizzou got several unanswered goals on the power play. But so far it looks really well for the UNT Mean Green Hockey Club, as we'll wait and we'll come back with you for the third period of play in 15 minutes, as this is UNT Hockey on YouTube. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the third period between your UNT Mean Green and the Missouri Tigers. It is a 5-2 game, the start of the third, with 38 shots from the Missouri Tigers and 19 shots for your UNT Mean Green. Goals in the first were scored by Joey Demers and Castine for the Mizzou Hockey Club, along with Kruger, who had a late one in the first period off a point shot snapshot that got past Dobbs. In the second period, Rudine had a great breakaway goal, who had that little backhand finish on Dobbs, along with Goddard, who finished off with one for Missouri, making them have 2 goals on the board. And lastly, the newcomer Damon had his first of the season, as this is his second game of the season. So this has been a very special game for him. This is his first time in the Mean Green uniforms. As now we'll face off with Snetsinger and Castine on the draw. Castine being a little quiet tonight, as yesterday he was all over the score sheet, as Demers will lead it up. Demers with a slap shot. It's the pad off Dobbs. And here comes Jacob Castine. Jacob Castine with speed. Castine trying to find his brother, but that's intercepted by Kruger. And Snetsinger will skate it forward and makes a little move. Stays on side with Rudine. Snetsinger with a shot, and that goes far wide. And it's kept in, though, by Reed, as Demers makes a move around Estes. And Reed will keep this in, luckily, on the blue line and send it deep with down low, as here comes Castine finding Krusica, who had 2 goals on the night last night, as Jacob Castine will find his brother Henry, who will be patient with it, trying to find his brother back door. They play give and go, as Castine can't get all that pass, but gloves it down as Snetsinger and Rudine are on him. As Reed sends it forward, and Missouri starts possession with another shot from Hazelton, as he rockets that one right over Parker's helmet. And Missouri still keeps it in. Krusica goes around Kruger, little pivot move, and uses his hips to defend off Kruger, but Demers gets possession of it and rims it around for Rudine, who just flips it up, and they'll get a line change out of that. And I believe that is an icing on the call. So Rudine and his line mates will have to stay out there. He's a little upset about that one. As majority of the night last night, Missouri would do a good job at keeping the puck in, as their defensemen would get shots off, but UNT did a good job at blocking those shots and trying to steer the puck away from Parker, as tonight has been kind of the same situation with Missouri not being able to get those point shots off or getting those deflected wide off the Mean Green, blocking them out front. As Wright Perry will send this deep for Driscoll, but that goes all the way down for McLeod, who just sends it deep right to Dobbs, and he'll stick that away. Now Carroll will try to find his man, but that's intercepted by Damon, who's probably feeling really good tonight after his first goal. As here's Morris, he jabs that forward for his man, but Wright Perry's there to intercept. But Carroll, big hit on Rutledge. The big man has been having big minutes for the Missouri Tigers Hockey Club so far today and yesterday's game, as Jahala with speed around Wright Perry. Jahala waits and holds, finds his man of Carroll. Carroll with a shot. And here's Jahala again. Jahala with a shot. Little glove snag for Parker, but he can't hold on to it, as it goes back to Driscoll, who sends it deep. Jahala is there again. Spins off his man to McLeod, as Bailey will send it on the stick to Damon, but Damon can't get it completely deep. as Kakiepo will find number 21, Martin, as here's Estes. Estes sends it to Morris, who finds Driscoll. Driscoll with a shot, saved by Parker. And that's down low deep as Hooker is there. Sauces it forward to Cunningham, but he's interrupted by Morris as Estes is down deep, trying to send it to Martin, but Parker is there to grab and hold and send this to a face-off right in front. As UNT now is 5-4-1 on the season. They were 5-3-1 going into last night's game, but had a disappointing loss as it was a back and forth game going into the third, but they just couldn't seem to find the back of the net. But Missouri came out on top after some very nifty goals from a few of their top players. As here's Gass with a shot on Parker, and he'll save this down. But so far tonight, it's been both hockey clubs with chances on each side of the ice, but UNT seems to be the one that can find the back of the net and really put something and produce. As here's Rudin trying to chip it forward for Demers, but that's interrupted as Kruger is behind his net. He finds Demers. Demers with speed. Demers gets fought off with Jahala, gets sent down, and the net comes off its moorings as referee blows his whistle, and I believe that a few people thought that might be a penalty as Demers looks like he got hooked up or tripped, but referee doesn't put his arm up, so we'll continue with 5-on-5 action with 15:26 left in the third as Snetzinger wins it to Demers. Kruger with a shot, and that's a save from Dobbs. Kruger trying to find that hat trick as he's had two great point shots on both sides of the ice. He had a one-timer from a feed from Demers early in the second to make this a 4-2 game, and then Damon capitalized, making it a 5-2-1. Late in the second as here's Carroll. Carroll with the shot again, and Gass scores for the Missouri Tigers as he followed up on that Carroll rebound attempt. And number 7, Cole Gast, who had 2 goals last night for the hockey club, will get on the score sheet and make this a 5-3 game. So they'll see if they can change the momentum and produce something, as that little rebound attempt was very sneaky. But we'll see if UNT can respond with something to make this a 6-3 hockey game, as this goes all the way back for Missouri as Hazelton touches up and the referee does a late icing call. And this will go all the way back to the Mean Green defensive zone. With Rutledge on the draw against Castine. As Rutledge wins it back from McLeod, he'll feed it to his partner, Wright Perry, who gets it off the boards. Goes all the way back to Hazelton, who keeps it in, but Rutledge sends it all the way down, and another icing call will be called by the officials. As UNT still trying to get a goal this period and send the momentum in their favor, as the only goal was scored by Cole Gast a minute ago, as Kakiepo on the point, and a little quick, easy grab save for Trace Parker. And we'll restack with a new line change, with Snetzinger, Rudin, and Demers out there. And Snetzinger won it back, but Castine is there and try to wrap it around. They still battle for it as it's in the feet of Demers. Rudin there. Rudin chips it forward, and Carroll on the point feeds it to Kakiepo. Kakiepo with a shot. And it comes out as Snetzinger's there on the follow-up. Gets fought off by Krusica. Here's Castine. Castine with a shot. And a great chest save from Parker. A lot of pressure so far in the last few minutes ever since that Missouri Tiger goal from them, as they've had several chances with now 49 shots through 3 periods. And Parker has been keeping them alive so far during this game, as Estes wins this all the way back, as that went full length of the ice in front of Dobbs, and Kakiapo will lead it up for his squad, but he can't seem to find his man of Morris, and Demers is there. Demers in the corner with Snetsinger helping him out. He spins off a check and uses his speed. Demers finds Snetsinger. Snetsinger can't get all of it, as that's interrupted by number 23, Jahala. Jahala with a shot. Little backhand goes wide of Parker. And Morris again with a shot. Hits the side of the net. And Snetsinger will flip it up, and it goes all the way down, and possibly an icing on the play. It is. UNT with a lot of icings in this period, having trouble gaining full possession and finding the open man and getting it deep past the red line. But so far they still lead the game and have had several chances, as Estes and Stetzinger will go on the draw. The sophomore Stetzinger will lead it up, and he'll try to find Lamb, but it's a little too far in front of him as Hazelton is there. Hazelton with a little bit of speed and finds his legs and finds Jahala. He sends it to Morris. Morris, patient, couldn't find Estes. And Driscoll's there, but Hooker's there with the great defensive play. He'll send it deep and follow up with it with Hazelton. Lamb's there on the rim around as Lamb behind the goal line. And he gets sticked off by Jahala. And Venable can't keep that in, but his partner McLeod will send it deep, and Mizzou will start it back up as Jahala again. Going against Venable and Bailey. He'll stop and start, but Bailey's there on the great defensive play, and Venable comes out on top. Estes on him along with Jahala. And that goes all the way back in the neutral zone for Kakiapo. He'll send it to his man of Morris. And Morris will go around Damon. Morris with a shot, blocked by McLeod. It's a follow-up attempt. Another shot. It's the right pad of Parker. And Rutledge will find Bailey. Bailey with speed. Bailey with a shot. And that goes wide off Dobbs. And here's Rutledge. Rutledge with a little attempt, but can't get all of it on the little backhand attempt as Damon gets hit off by Gast, who has the only goal so far in the third. A possible 2-on-1 forming. Goddard and Gast finds Gast, Goddard does, and that goes wide off Parker. Missouri with a few chances so far in the third period, but Parker's been keeping them steadily alive. As this puck goes all the way down, and McLeod's there getting fought off by Gast along with Goddard. Stetzinger's there, and he'll flip it to himself and see if he can lead the charge up for the Mean Green, and he does. He flips it along the boards, fights off a check from Kakiapo, and Verdeen seemed to not find Stetzinger on that follow-up play as the puck squirts free, and Wright Perry and Reed will win the foot race with Eplin. And they'll calm it down and regroup as they have pressure on the back check, as a little shot from Driscoll is snagged by Parker. And we'll do a face-off on the far dot with 10:10 left in the third period. Majority of shots in this period have been from Missouri, but UNT's had a few chances. But their defense and Parker have been keeping them alive so far. As yesterday was UNT was leading at the end of the second, but Missouri had a few power play attempts and capitalized and made it a 10-4 hockey game at the end of the third. As Carroll wins his back for Driscoll. Along the corner is Kruger there. And this puck goes all the way down, and the big man Carroll is there. He'll send it up and successfully flips it deep. Kruger's there. He makes a little move and does the same with flipping it up and just trying to get it out of the zone. UNT's game plan lately has looked like they've just been trying to just get the puck out and produce something in the offensive zone and just kill off the clock. With Missouri trying to get enough shots to tie this game up, as Carroll will backhand this forward for Martin. Martin down low to give it to Carroll, who will keep it in as Reed spins off that check, and Rudeen just fires it all the way to Carroll, the big man. D to his partner of Driscoll. Driscoll with the shot. That's blocked out in front by Rudeen, or Hooker. And Carroll, the big man, will try to lead it up as Kruger just spikes it on the glass and sends it all the way down for a icing call. With 8:46 left in the third period. As Missouri has allowed a lot of puck possession time down low in front of Parker. But the great defense and stellar work from Parker has been keeping this a 5-3 hockey game. As it goes all the way back to Conroy, who misses that puck and just sends it deep. They'll put on pressure for the UNT defense of Reed and Venable as Lamb can't seem to get all of it. UNT also without Eric Eaton for today's game, as that was a big loss. As Castine with a shot goes over the head of Parker as Kruska's there. The top line for Missouri's out there of the two Castine brothers and Krusika, as Hazelton will find Jacob Castine, who had the one goal for Missouri in the first period. As Venable will rim this around for his man of McLeod, who jabs out forward and gets it out and kills off more of the clock as Hazelton sends this in the far corner, and McLeod will split that forward for Rutledge. That's fought off as a 3-on-2 down low is Castine. Castine with a shot. Little save by Parker. Another attempt for Castine. Another shot. Trying to find that glove side, but goes a little bit too high as McLeod's there to interrupt, and he'll just send it down for a icing call. And the same players will have to stay on for the Mean Green, as Missouri will change out and see if they can get some fresh guys out there. But the absence of Eric Eaton has been very well known, as usually he has been producing a lot of offense down low and with 2-on-1 rushes and breakaway attempts, as Eric Eaton had 2 goals last night. And if he was probably playing tonight, he'd probably had several points, as he's always a key component for the squad. As here is Jahala. Jahala will give and go with Kakiapo, but that's gloved down by Demers. As Venable is there, he'll find Demers. Demers with speed, 1-on-1 with Driscoll. Driscoll with a little bit of a poke check in the corner, and UNT still has coverage right to Rudeen. Rudeen with a shot, and that hits Dobbs and goes behind the net. A great opportunity there for the Mean Green, as Jahala will give it to Esses. Esses with a shot, and was looking for that top shelf glove side, but hits a little too wide. as number 5, Morris, will try to get it deep, but that's spiked forward for Kruger, who will skate this up. He has room with it. Kruger fires it, and it goes trying to find that blocker side, but goes wide as Lamb with another quick little shot. And Carroll sends it deep as Wright Perry is there off the boards, and Carroll there again will rim it around, and Wright Perry is being patient with it as no more pressure, as now pressure from Martin on Kruger. And Wright Perry trying to find a cross ice Cunningham, but that's intercepted by Martin. UNT having trouble getting out as the puck finally goes high and out of play. And a face-off back in front of the Mean Green bench with Carroll and Hooker on the draw, with 5:25 left in the third, with Carroll sending it down and Venable there on the follow-up, but puck squirts over his stick and Gass is there. He is the one goal for Mizzou, trying to find Martin, but that was a little bit wide. And here is Hooker trying to find his man of Lamb. Lamb skates it up and cross-ice dump in, and we'll change on that with his line as Martin seems to find Carroll. Tries to find the big man of number 22, Carrier. As here is Gast. Gast with a little move. That's sticked off by Venable. As here is Hazelton. Hazelton with a shot. It's the tip of the glove of Parker. That's chipped forward for Ethan Venable, and Martin is there. He rims that around for in the corner, and so is Carroll there. Missouri with a lot of pressure and a whistle down, and I believe the net comes off as we'll get a face-off in the opposite face-off dot, with no goals for the Mean Green yet in this period, but they've been all defense, as the one goal was scored by the Missouri player of Castine and Gast, as Snetsinger will win the draw to McLeod, who spikes it forward, but seemed to not get it out as the other brother, Jacob Castine, is there. He makes a little move and takes a shot. Another block, 2 blocks by Venable, who has been playing really good defense for today's game with 2 blocks on those attempts, as Venable will chip it forward, and that's all the way down, and he'll gather and collect. Finds Rudine. Rudine, a little back-end attempt to Snetsinger, but a little bit of miscommunication. Another shot from Castine, and a chest grab for Trace Parker, who has now faced 55 shots with 3:38 left in the third. As tonight, there is a junior hockey game with Mid-Cities and Brahmas. It's a special night. And if you're wearing a UNT hat, shirt, or hoodie, it is a $5 admission ticket. Or if you have your student ID and you go to the University of North Texas, it is a $5 admission. That is at 5:30 here in Euless in the same rink. And it is exciting to watch junior hockey, as those players are looking to play college hockey and all that. So 5:30, the Mid-City Junior Stars and the Texas Junior Brahmas, who have a ongoing rivalry, and as the Mid-Cities do practice out of this rink, and they will see what they can do tonight against the Texas Brahmas, who practice out of the NITEX rink in North Richland Hills, as a timeout was called, I believe, on Missouri. as they are the ones that really need to do something quick if they want to send this game to a possible overtime or pull their goalie or something. As we have both of the Castine brothers out there, and one of the brothers, Jacob, has a goal tonight, but the one that had 4 goals, Henry, last night, has 1 assist, but no goals on the board as Kruska is there. He'll do a cross-ice pass for Jacob Castine. He'll find Kakiopo. Back to Henry. Castine finds his brother. Little give and go action for both of them. Castine with a shot. A great little stick play by Demers to have that puck deflect and hit the netting. And I think now that the Missouri Tigers will pull their goalie, so it'll be a 6-on-5. So we'll see what they can do with it as they're trying to get some new guys out there, but the referee says go back. So we'll see if this will be a game over, if they can get something on the board. As here's Estes. He'll find his man of Krusica. They'll be patient with it as they have time, but they don't have that much time as Reed sends it all the way down. But that is interrupted by Conroy, and him and Kakiopo will do a few D-to-D passes and try to get in the mean green zone. As Kruger is there, he'll send it down, and Bailey can't get all of it. As here's Reed. Fires it down all the way, and an icing called. Is that have been a glorious goal from Reed if he could score that all the way down. So now a face-off back with a line change for the Missouri Tigers with 2:39 left. Rutledge will win it back high to Kruger, who gets fought off by Driscoll down below the goal line. Rutledge is there with him as Estes comes out on top. Estes with a shot. Doesn't get all of it, but the puck comes out free, and Missouri has to get on sides, and Estes will just dump it deep for his man of Morris. And Reed trying to ice it down. Damon does. And it's enough that it's not an icing. So they'll get a quick little line change in, and Missouri will have to tag up and see if they can produce a little bit of offense before this period is complete. As Kruger sends it all the way down. And another icing. As many chances, Kruger and Reed trying to find that open net. Glorious goal to send this game to a 6-3 win. As now Snetsinger and Estes on the draw with Castine out there. As Castine scores. Estes on Parker off a little play on the left side. It was a blocker side goal from number 24 for the Missouri Tigers Hockey Club, Estes, who had a goal last night late in the 3rd period and makes this a 5-4 game. Missouri was good last night on down low goals and wraparound attempts, but Estes capitalized on that one. So now 1 minute and 48 seconds left in the 3rd period, and McLeod will flip it forward, but that's intercepted by Conroy, and Radine will lead it up and send it all the way to Dobbs. Conroy is there, makes a little move, and here's Demers. Demers was just scored! UNT goal, Joey Demers with a quick little shifty move and finds the back of the net on Dobbs with his 2nd of the night and makes this a 6-4 hockey game. As he is pumped about that one with a great little play to get the pressure off them as they now have a 2-goal lead. And a great finish from Demers on that little 2-on-1 down low play as Snetsinger wins the draw forward, but Can't go all the way with it as Rudine intercepts. Here's Sessinger. Sessinger on a possible breakaway attempt. Shoots. A little chest save from Dobbs, who comes all the way out. And he'll go to the bench to make this a possible 6-on-5, but that is an icing. So an icing on the play. And Dobbs will go back in front of his crease and will restack with 1 minute and 2 seconds left, as I believe that Missouri was just trying to get it deep and pull Dobbs. I don't think they really wanted him to go back, but if they lose this draw, then that's a easy open net for UNT as Rutledge with a shot. And here comes Driscoll. Driscoll finds Castine. Castine with a read on him. Castine with speed. Castine with a move. And can't seem to even get a shot off. And the referee blows his whistle as Dobbs goes all the way out. And I think they blew the whistle because Dobbs was coming out and maybe the extra man was already out. And I believe Estes, who had the 1 goal for Missouri in this period, was headed to the box, but doesn't seem like he's talking to the referee. As this is now a neutral zone face-off with Rutledge and Carroll. Dobbs now going to the box, trying to make this a 6-on-5 with only 38 seconds. Kakiapo tries to find Jahala. Now a 6-on-5 as Dobbs is in the bench. Carroll keeps it in. And that's sent to Jahala. Top of the circle, Jahala gets it to Carroll. Down low to Gast. He can't get all that puck and sends it wide, and Reed has it. Jahala keeps it in. 15 seconds. Rutledge sends it all the way down. Scored! Open net, Reese Rutledge. And a little bit of extra work with Carroll and Bailey. And he's signaling to give him to go away as Rutledge has that open net, sending this to a 7-4 hockey game. And Bailey will go to the box with only 9.2 seconds left. And referees are discussing with the Mean Green head coach. The good news is they're up 7-4 with only 9 seconds. So the penalty doesn't really matter too much. I guess Bailey will stay on. And we'll face 5-on-5 for 9 seconds. As Rutledge Demers capitalized on his little shifty snapshot goal, and Rutledge with the open net finisher, making this a considerable 3-goal margin with 7.2 seconds left in the third. And a amazing performance by Trace Parker, who faced 56 shots tonight, and the Mean Green had 25 shots with 7 goals and a goalie change in the middle of the game in the second, as here's Demers will just kill off the clock and send this game to a Mean Green win after a stellar performance by Parker, as they will all go and greet him for that, as a 7-4 victory. After last night's performance, it was completely different as the Mean Green flipped the script and found ways to find the back of the net while providing great defense. And they got to keep the lead, as last night they were leading at the end of the second, but couldn't do anything with it. But tonight was a different story, as they kept that lead and just kept capitalizing, finding the back of the net, even without one of their top players of Eric Eaton out. And amazing performances by Parker, Demers, Rutledge, Rudine, and Snetsinger, along with everyone, was just stellar defensively and offensively down low, as Both sides will greet each other and send this series to a 1-1 series, with both teams winning one and losing one, as the coaches and players will greet each other, and the Mean Green will have a smile on their face at the end of the day after that amazing win. As tonight, like I said, there is another junior hockey game with the Mid-City Junior Stars and Texas Brahmas facing off at 5:30. It's a special night. If you're wearing a UNT hat, t-shirt, or hoodie, your ticket is $5, any type of UNT apparel, and that is at the same rink, Children's Health Star Center in Euless. And if you have your UNT student ID, it is $5 as well. So come out and support junior hockey and those guys, as they will put on an amazing performance tonight, as both teams will head off. And as a 7-4 victory for your UNT Mean Green, I'm Dawson Miller, and this is UNT Hockey on YouTube.